A combination vehicle is a vehicle that has two or more components, like a tractor and a trailer, or it could be a doubles, like a tractor and two trailers, or it can be triples, like a tractor and three trailers. When you drive these combination vehicles, you want to drive them safely. And one of the biggest risks involved in a combination vehicle is it has a high rollover factor because of the high center of gravity. The following two things will help keep from rolling over. The one is to keep the cargo as close to the ground as possible, and the other is to watch your speed. Rollers happen when you turn too fast. Remember that when you're out there driving, the speed limit that you see on signs, on curves, especially off-ramps, are usually set for cars. So you want to come in a little bit slower when you go around that curve. You want to steer gently, because if you jerk the wheel, that movement is amplified all the way to the back of the trailer, especially on doubles. It's called the crack the whip effect. And this is caused because you have rearward amplification when you move that wheel. What it does is amplify that movement. So you may only move the wheel a quarter of a turn, and it amplifies it back to where your trailer is whipping around. You want to brake early with a combination vehicle because you want to control your speed. You want to not have to worry about slamming into somebody or have to get on the brakes real hard. Remember, an empty trailer will take longer to stop than a full trailer because you don't have the down pressure on the wheels, and also that trailer may start hopping behind you when you emergency stop. Okay, bobtailing, that means running without a trailer. It makes it more difficult to stop because you have virtually no weight on the back of your tractor. Okay, a triple trailer, for example, is 3.5 times more likely to roll over than probably a car in a curve. So you have to be really careful when you're driving. You'll be driving probably 53-footers trailers with a tractor with a sleeper on it. That's about a 70-foot vehicle, so you have to be aware. You can roll those over. And also on railroad highway crossings, if you're pulling a low slung trailer like a low boy or a cattle trailer, a possum trailer, something like that, it's going to have the ability, might have the ability to drag in high center, and then you'll be in trouble. You have to call a wrecker. You want to prevent your trailers from skidding. The best way to do it is to watch your speed and recognize the skid. The earliest way to recognize a skid is, the earliest way to recognize a trailer has started to skid is by seeing it in your mirrors. You always should be watching your mirrors. Remember, every 5 to 8 seconds. And you glance at it and just keep your eyes moving back and forth so you can see if something's out of place. You will see it if your trailer's coming around. If you see your trailer skidding, what you want to do is get off the brakes and get that trailer back in line with your tractor. Also with these trailers, because they're so long, when they turn a corner, they turn wide. It's called off-tracking. If you look at figure 6.3 in your book, you'll see what off-tracking means. Your trailer, when you turn, if you're turning right, your tractor will leave tracks like this, and your trailer will leave tracks like this. This is called off-tracking. At slow speed, your trailers turn inside your tractor tracks. So you have to be careful when you're making right and left turns. You want to watch your mirrors as you come around to make sure your trailer is not going to strike another object. So always turn wide. Remember, if you're turning right, watch your right side carefully, slow down, make the turn smooth. If you're turning left, go to the center of the intersection before you initiate your turn. Backing the trailer is one of the hardest things to do in this industry because it's hard to see, and everything is kind of backwards. So when you start backing your trailer, you want to make sure you're set up properly. You want to look at your path that you're going into, make sure there's nothing back there to obstruct it. Use your mirrors on both sides so you can see what that trailer's doing. Back slowly. There's no reason to be in a big hurry. Correct your drift immediately. When we talk about drift, that means that your trailer's moving to the left or the right as you're backing. You want to correct it as soon as it moves a little bit. You only should have to turn your steering wheel about a quarter to half a turn to correct that drift. If your trailer is drifting to the left, you want to turn your steering wheel to the left to correct that, because you want to move your trailer back to the right. And if it's moving to the right, you want to move your steering wheel to the right so it moves the trailer back to the left. Combination vehicle air brakes. We just covered the air brakes. You should always check your air brakes and connections between your tractor and your trailer on a combination to make sure they are working properly and they don't have any leaks. Inside, a lot of trucks have trailer hand valves, sometimes called the trolley valve or the Johnson bar. This is there for one reason. It's to check your service brakes on your trailer. And that's all it's for. It's not for stopping or parking. And the way you check them is you start forward about 5 miles per hour and you pull the lever down and it should stop your vehicle. That's the only thing it's for. Okay? Don't use it for anything else. Don't use it when you're going down the road. Your tractor protection valve we discussed back on the brake chapter, and that's activated when you lose air. If your emergency airline brakes going back to your trailer, it activates the tractor protection valve. That prevents the air from escaping from your tractor, so your brakes won't come on your tractor. It also, when you pull the red air control knob on your dash to set your trailer brakes, it allows your tractor to be able to pull out from underneath that trailer so you can drop that trailer. Your trailer air supply control is also the emergency brake button. It's a red button on your dash. You pull it out and that supplies, you push it in, it supplies air to the trailer. You pull it out to set your park brakes. Okay, trailer airlines, you have two. You've got a service airline, which is blue and looks like this. And you also have a red line. That's your emergency line. That supplies air to the trailer. At the end of each of your hoses coming off your tractor is a device called a glad hand. And if you follow me over here, and these are glad hands. They fit together, and you notice inside there's a rubber grommet or a seal. And you want to make sure these are intact, not broken or split, so you won't get any leaks when you put them together. And what you do when you put them together is you put them at a 90-degree angle and then twist them together. Oh, I'm sorry. Put them at a 90-degree angle and then twist them together. And they should snap right in. Just like that. You want to make sure that they are properly connected and no leaks around them. If you see that the grommet is split, you just change the grommet. It's real quick to change. Trailers have air tanks, and they're there to supply air to the brakes. Because when you step on your brake pedal, it sends air through the service brake line, which is the blue line, back to the trailer, and it goes to a relay valve. This relay valve then tells the air tank how much air pressure to place on the brakes. And they put this there for speed purposes. It actually activates the brakes faster with that setup. Okay, now sometimes you'll see doubles. That's two trailers behind one tractor. And triples. They have shutoff valves on the back of the trailer, and only on trailers that can pull other trailers. So remember, you have a trailer, service, parking, and emergency brakes. Okay, they're all controlled by different things. And you have to keep that straight in your mind, that your trailer service brakes are controlled by the trolley handle, and the parking and emergency brakes are controlled by the red knob on your dash. Okay, let's revisit anti-lock brake systems again. Trailers are required to have anti-lock brake systems if they've been manufactured after March 1st, 1998. And you can tell if it's got one on your trailer because of a small amber light about that long on the left side of your trailer, either front or rear, within view of your rear view mirrors. When you brake with the ABS system on your rig, you brake like you normally brake. The ABS system is only for helping you control your vehicle so your wheels don't lock up. Okay? Now let's talk about combination vehicles. You're going to be coupling and uncoupling frequently. It's part of your job. You have to know how to do it safely and correctly so you don't hurt yourself or damage anything. Okay? So when you're getting ready to couple a tractor, what you do is the first thing is you inspect the fifth wheel on the tractor. Okay? That's a wheel that sets over the drive wheels on the tractor. You want to make sure that it's mounted properly, no missing bolts, no cracks or breaks. Make sure that it has enough grease on it. Okay? Make sure that the fifth wheel is tilted down toward the rear of the tractor with the jaws open. Safety unlocking handle in the automatic lock position. If you have a sliding fifth wheel, make sure the locking pins are in place. Make sure the trailer kingpin is not bent or broken. And then you want to inspect the area around the trailer you're getting ready to hook up to. Check the cargo if you can, if there's any in it or if it's a flatbed on it. Position the tractor so it's squared away with the front of your trailer. You want your tractor in line with your trailer before you back under it. Back slowly. Back until the fifth wheel just touches the front of the trailer. Don't slam into it. Get out and check your trailer height. Make sure that it's slightly below the fifth wheel pivot point. So when you back under it, it will raise the trailer a little bit and take the pressure off the landing gear. Connect the air lines to the trailer. Make sure you connect them correctly so you don't get them cross-connected. The blue service line should be the inside line and the red emergency line should be on the outside. Supply air to the trailer. Push the air supply knob in and shut your engine off so you can hear the brakes. Okay? Apply the brakes. Make sure that you hear them coming on. Check the air brake system pressure gauge for signs of major air loss. You will see it dropping if you do have a bad leak. Okay? Lock the trailer brakes. Pull out the air supply knob and move the tractor protection valve control from normal to emergency. Back under the trailer. Use the lowest reverse gear. Back your tractor slowly under the trailer to avoid hitting the kingpin too hard. Stop when the kingpin locks around that, or the jaws lock around the kingpin, and you'll hear it. You hear a distinctive click. Okay? If it's not in there right, it won't lock. You want to check the connection for security. Raise your landing gear just a little bit off the ground, and then put your tractor in low gear. Set your trailer brakes and pull forward, and you should feel resistance as you pull forward. Okay? Then secure your vehicle. Then get out and inspect the connection. Take a flashlight with you. Crawl up under your trailer and look up in the fifth wheel. Make sure the jaws are locked around the kingpin. Check that the locking lever is in the lock position. Check that the safety latch, if it has one, is in the position over the locking lever. If the coupling in is right, don't drive it. Okay. Make sure connect the electrical cord and check your air lines. Okay. Plug your electrical cord into the trailer and fasten the safety catch on top of that electrical cord so it can't work out. Make sure the air and electrical lines will not touch any part of the tractor. Raise the front trailer supports or the landing gear all the way up. Store the handle in its proper place. If there's no hook to hold it, you need to use a bungee cord. Remove the trailer wheel chocks and you're ready to go down the road. Okay? Now let's move on to uncoupling, because you're going to be dropping a trailer. You want to take it off your tractor. These following steps should help you uncouple safely. First off, position your rig so that your tractor is in line with your trailer, and ease the pressure on the locking jaw by pulling the emergency brake on your trailer. Pull slightly forward and set your trailer brakes. That'll take the pressure off of it. Chock the trailer wheels if they don't have spring brakes. Lower the landing gear. Lower it all the way to the ground until it firmly touches the ground. If you're heavily loaded, give an extra couple cranks in low to get the pressure off of the fifth wheel. Disconnect your air lines and electrical cables. Okay? Make sure the lines are, and hook them to the dummy supports on the back of your cab. Make sure the lines aren't touching anything or get into the drive shaft or hanging down. Unlock the fifth wheel. Just reach under and pull the release handle to the open position. And when you're doing this, keep your legs and feet clear of that, because that tractor may roll back and run over your foot. Pull your tractor partially clear of the trailer, but you want to keep a little bit of the fifth wheel in the frame underneath that trailer. Then you want to get out and check the ground support under your landing gears, and make sure they're not sinking into the ground or collapsing on their own. Then you pull the tractor clear of the trailer, and you're done. You're ready to hook up to a new trailer. When you inspect a combination trailer, use your pre-trip inspection, 7-step inspection that we'll go over on the pre-trip inspection. But there's a couple other things you want to check. Check your fifth wheel, the lower fifth wheel, securely mounted to the frame, no missing or damaged parts, and enough grease on that wheel, because you want to make sure that when you turn a corner, that trailer slides on that fifth wheel. Locking jaws around the shank of the kingpin, and release arm is properly seated. Check the fifth wheel, check the apron on the trailer, make sure it's not bent and the kingpin is not damaged. Check your air and electrical lines, make sure they're properly mounted and secured and there's no leaks and free of damage. Check your sliding fifth wheel if you have it, make sure the pins are in lock position, and if it's a air operated one, make sure the air cylinder is properly mounted and secured and the air line coming in is not damaged and it has no leaks. Okay? And all your locking pins are present and locked in place. Your landing gear must be fully raised, no missing parts, not bent or otherwise damaged, your crank handle in place. The other thing you want to check is the clearance behind the frame of your tractor and the landing gear on your trailer. If your fifth wheel is slid too far forward, it could strike it when you turn the corner. Also check the distance behind your cab and the front of your trailer to make sure it's not going to strike when you turn a corner. Okay? To do a combination vehicle brake check, the following section, do a combination vehicle brake check. Okay? Check that air flows to all trailers if you're pulling doubles or triples. And you remember the air valves are on the back of trailers that can pull out of the trailer. So if you have a double, you want to make sure that your air is flowing to the back trailer also. So you go to the back of the trailer, open the valves up, and if you have air coming out, then you've got air all through the trailer system. Okay. You test your trailer emergency brakes, pull out the red knob, put it in low gear and pull forward, you feel resistance. And to test the trailer service brakes, you roll forward at 5 miles per hour, pull your trolley handle down, and it should stop your rig. And that concludes the combination section of the book.